Hey everybody, welcome to the Wheatland Studios show live episode number 2020. My name is Matthew Spencer and I just want to welcome you to the Wheatland Studios channel. Who am I? Well, as I said, I'm Matthew Spencer, right? Well, who am I? I'm a local pastor here in Longmont, Colorado, but also I'm a producer at my own studio. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur and businessman. I'm a musician, composer. I'm an evangelist. I'm an artist. There's a lot of things that I do and love to do. And you know, it's sometimes it's hard to put a description on yourself. And I like to say, I was watching. Let me before I say this. I was watching a lady. Somehow, you know, on a channel, and it was some awards thing, and this black lady was getting some kind of award. It was like the Young Women's Entrepreneur of the Year award or something like that. And she said, "I like to say that I want to be a perfect mixture between Beyonce and Mother Teresa." And I thought that was so cool. And you know, using two people that you admire to really describe yourself very quickly, like an elevator speech. And so if I were to give you an elevator speech, I would say, I would like to say that I aspire to be a little bit like Walt Disney and St. Patrick of Ireland. So those are two people. If you were to ask me who is Matthew Spencer, I'd say, well, I hope to be the perfect mix between Walt Disney and St. Patrick of Ireland. Who is Walt Disney? Of course, everybody knows who Walt Disney was. His name is bigger really than life. But he was a cartoonist, but he was a filmmaker at heart, and he loved to create movies, starting with cartoons. He told family-friendly movies, and just this idea of magic and anything's possible, and keep hoping and dreaming, and that's really the brand of Disney: magic and anything's possible. You know, the limitless possibilities, anything can happen. Just that magical sense of adventure. And that's Walt Disney. Also, then you go to St. Patrick of Ireland, and I would say he was a real person, and lots of the things he did have become mythical, because at that time, you might say there was not a lot of written history, even though St. Patrick wrote a memoir, and I've read some of it, which is amazing. He wrote things in his own words. But he really had a heart for Jesus. He loved Jesus so much that he wanted to go to the people of Ireland. After he was a slave, he escaped. Look up his story. But he went back to Ireland after he was freed, after he was trained to be a missionary, and he won the Irish people for Jesus. There were supernatural miracles, signs and wonders. There's a great movie that I saw recently about St. Patrick, and so there were miracles that happened. One most notable that comes to mind is he was traveling, and at one point there were some enemies that could find them, and the enemies saw deer. They didn't see Patrick and his friends, and so God supernaturally hid them so that they couldn't see the believers in St. Patrick. So there were lots of miracles that happened. But anyway, so if I were to say who I am, Walt Disney, combination of Walt Disney and St. Patrick. Is it possible? You know what? I'm just going to be me and find out later. So anyway, let me share this. I'm going to share this on my personal page real quick, so hopefully more people can watch it, because I know people right now are doing, you know, what do people do at 10:47 Mountain Time? Well, they are hanging out on their phones. So hanging out on their phones, on their iPhones, you know, before bed, in bed, whatever. Who knows what people do nowadays? But I just shared it on my personal page. So that way, if you are joining me, you can say, hey, Matthew's actually live broadcasting. Welcome, everybody. This is the Wheatland Studios show live broadcast 2020, episode number 1. Maybe you're joining me now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm first off going to just introduce myself. My name is Matthew Spencer, and I was just getting through explaining that my aspiration is to be a perfect combination between Walt Disney and St. Patrick of Ireland. And Wheatland Studios is my studio, my creative studio and business. So this is it's all about entertainment. It's all about music and entertainment. That's really the heart of my studio. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I do. You know, check out my website. It's Wheatland Studios. It's still under construction, so you're going to see more in the future. But I'll just switch to that real quick so you can see Wheatland Studios, my website. There's going to be more on here soon, but you know, I have my services on there. So I do what I do graphic design, I do music and original soundtracks, motion picture production, illustration, commercials, digital marketing, and design packages. So contact me for a custom quote if you're interested in working with me. I have a growing portfolio, and I'm excited to share more of that. Let me show you also here. Wheatland TV is something that I'm just going to continue to develop this year. Right now, I have 4 projects that you can watch. One is the Matthew Spencer Show. So if you go to wheatlandstudios.com, you go to Wheatland TV, the Matthew Spencer Show is a very fun and exciting, just entertainment. It's family entertainment. Initially, I had this idea to do a show. Basically, it's a Tonight Show that happens in downtown Longmont, Colorado. And it's like, imagine if Jimmy Fallon met Sesame Street, met, you know, Walt Disney. So it's a family-friendly show. You don't have to worry about whether your kids can watch it. You don't have to worry about whether you can watch it. You know, as much as I love Jimmy Fallon, sometimes you just can't watch him because of what they talk about. But you can check that out, the Matthew Spencer Show. That will cut you over to my YouTube channel, and you can watch all 6 episodes. I see 5 episodes here. I did 6 episodes. You can watch one. You can just click on it, start watching. Immediately, it should load. There we go. And you can see the opening animation from Wheatland Studios, and it'll go straight into it'll go straight. I gotta cut back to myself so you can see me. But yeah, it'll go straight to the show. And you can see the opening credits and everything. So it's a lot of fun. And of course, that's my very good friend Noah Parker doing my introduction. Hey everyone, my name's Matthew Spencer, and welcome to my show. So anyway, this is the very first episode of the Matthew Spencer Show. I'm calling it a variety show for the modern audience. What can you expect? Cartoons, short films, and lots of original music. I know you're going to enjoy it. It's fun for the whole family. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Yeah, so there you go. So I love this show. It's so great. Makes me want to like dive back into it at some point here really soon. But sometimes there's so much to do, man. There's so much to do. I have to find you again. Where am I? Okay. Oh, something's black. You can't see me? What happened? Oh no. I think the camera just died. Sorry, people. Hold on. There's technical difficulty happening here. Let me step away from the microphone, and I'll let this play. So you keep watching the show while I figure out why the camera's not working.
There was a platypus, but this platypus was not just any platypus. This platypus was an Australian platypus from Australia. He spent his time frolicking and flunicking, finishing and flourishing all along the river bend. Then one day came along a little birdie.
Okay, so if you're still watching, you see the screen within the screen within the screen within the screen. That's what the problem is. I was pushing the wrong button. Sorry about that. So anyway, hey everybody who's watching, thanks for watching. Yeah, so we're just talking about Wheatland Studios right now, which is my production studio. And this is called the Wheatland Studio Show. And I'm showing you guys right now the Wheatland TV that I've been producing. The latest interview series I did is called Longmont Praise. And what is Longmont Praise? It is a show that had the honor to interview and spearhead with 15 different pastors and area ministry leaders in Longmont. And we just talked about the priority, the value and priority that prayer has in our city. And that's really what we talked about. So you can check that out on YouTube. It's called Longmont Praise. And I also had the honor of working with Macy at the Longmont Observer. She was so generous. She's the executive editor there at the Longmont Observer. We released some of the articles and the videos to get larger exposure, which is really cool. So just going back, we also have Longmont, Celebrate Longmont. I only have one video up for that, but more to come. And then Regen Deutschland is my YouTube channel in German. And in 2013, 2014, I had the great opportunity to go to Germany and film in 2013 and film live episodes talking about Jesus, talking about the Bible, talking about faith, Glauben, auf Deutsch. And I'm planning on doing more of those like this show, just a live broadcast very soon. So stay tuned to that. We're going to be talking in German. Auf Deutsch werden wir sprechen. Und I'm very excited. Ich bin begeistert. I'm excited that we'll be able to reach the German-speaking world for Jesus through Livestream. Okay, so I wanted to get to. So you've seen my website, which there'll be more to come, but you can watch and listen to these programs soon. Okay, what's next? So I wanted to share with you some new stuff today. Most notably, I composed a new piece that I want to share with you guys. Let me find it real quick. And I call this the Pulse Orchestra. The Pulse Orchestra. And it's like a 8-bit thing. So let's see if I can get it to play. All right. So I call that Pulse Orchestra. And basically, I have this idea. You guys know video game music, 8-bit music, like Game Boy stuff. And I had this idea of fusing that sound with like kind of orchestral sound. I think it's something that millennials might understand. So yeah, that's Matthew Spencer Music. Matthew Spencer Music, and that's one aspect of Wheatland Studios. And I do have a Facebook page for Matthew Spencer Music too. So if you want to follow that, you can. And I'll be posting periodically music, original music. Speaking of music, by the way, I do want to share with you. Hold on just a second. There's so many things happening here on my computer right now. It's so great. Okay. Whoa. Did I X out? Oh, I almost thought I X'd out of this. That's a problem. I X'd out of the program. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is great. So I do have some music product. One of the vision for my studio is to not only offer creative services, graphic design, video production, film production, but my real heart of the studio is to create original creative properties. much like Walt Disney. You know, they create original characters, original stories, original music. I'm all about original stuff. And I think that's very important, is to not just copy other people, because a lot of people, you know, for instance, for artists, like, yeah, sure, if you draw some Star Wars stuff, everybody understands what Star Wars is, everybody likes what Star Wars is, and that's instant success. But building your own success off of something that nobody's seen before is challenging, right? But it is, I think, the highest potential of success in the long run is doing something that you do yourself. Wheatland Studios, here I have my background, which I like. It's pretty cool. But so music, talking about music, I do have some stuff on Amazon, some EPs. The first one here is called Matthew Spencer Jazz #1. This is an album. It's a 3-track album on Amazon. You can get it print on demand. I had the honor of playing almost, I think, 9 years with Just for Kicks Big Band. I have nothing but great things to say about Just for Kicks Big Band. That's where I really cut my musical teeth after college, even though I was already cutting my musical teeth. But they let me compose and arrange original music. I think I composed about 7 or 8 original tunes. But this one, featuring the Just for Kicks Big Band, they were so gracious to let me record with them in the studio, Blevins Middle School. 3 of my pieces: Think Tank, Fly to the Toucans, Dance Flamingo. I think some version of most of these is actually on YouTube as well, on my channel, Wheatland Studios, so you can actually listen to those on Wheatland Studios. But yeah, if you want to support me, go ahead and buy this CD on Amazon. It's a 3-track album, so there's that. Of course, I endeavor to have more tracks on musical albums, because people want to obviously get more of their bang for the buck. So I have another one, and this one was sitting on my computer for multiple years, and finally I got it done. It's called Gaining Ground. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit there, because it's a little blurry. But basically, it's me in my Trumpet Commando costume, right? Trumpet Commando is one of my creations. But this has 5 tracks, okay? So this is Introducing Trumpet Commandos, Congo, Flight of the Toucans, Legend of the Thunderbirds, and Self-Control, which is from my Spirit Fruit Jazz Suite, which is basically Galatians. In the book of Galatians, there's 9 fruit of the Spirit, and I was inspired to compose an original jazz combo suite inspired by the fruit of the Spirit. So we have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Self-control, interestingly enough, was very difficult. It's hard to play because it requires self-control. It's like ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. You know, come to think of it, I wonder if I could find that real quick. This is pretty cool that I can just like play stuff. Self-control, I think I have it right here. See if I can play it for you, if you can hear it.
And so what would you expect when you hear the description?
Okay, that's not self-control, but this one is. Okay, so this one, I think you can hear it. You should be able to hear it. This is called Self-Control, and it's from my Spirit Fruit Jazz Suite, which I don't have that jazz suite yet on a CD for people to listen to, but I do have that track on this album. And I tried to exemplify musically. One of the cool things about music is you can try to exemplify the sound of something, painting that picture through music. And I hope it's not too loud for you, but you can hear it's very difficult. Da 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 da. So this is from the Spirit Fruit Jazz Suite. It's called Self-Control. It's kind of melancholy, or melancholy, as I like to say. But it's also challenging. You know, that one of the fruit of the Spirit is self-control, and you have it in you if you're a believer, and you have to exercise it. Sometimes you don't want to, you know, but if you can exercise it and grow in it. All right, so that is Spirit Fruit, and I had the honor of performing that suite back in 2009, and perhaps it's time to do that again, because man, that was a lot of fun. I had an awesome time performing that. Wow, this is my first live stream this year, and I'm really excited to see so many people watching. Thank you guys for supporting me. There's so much that I have to say sometimes, and I'm happy that somebody wants to listen. So, so anyway, Wheatland Studios. Wheatland Studios this is the Wheatland Studios show. Wheatland Studios is all about three things. That's faith, music, and imagination. And this is my production studio here in Longmont, Colorado. And I've been producing things behind the scenes for quite a while. I heard somebody say one time, I think it was talking about like some of the great artists or whatever, and I'm not equating myself with them by any means, but they said that some of them, one of the things that is common is they go through a self-directed internship that's like 10 years long. And I feel like I've been through that, and maybe even still going through that, but the Lord has been leading me through that, definitely. So it's not just a self-directed internship, it's a Holy Spirit-directed internship. And a lot of it is just, you know what, developing skills, and you don't see a lot of stuff, fruit, but a lot of stuff is groundwork, foundational work, and that's so important. So this Wheatland Studios is my studio. So I'm gonna go a little bit longer here. I could really keep going. I have multiple videos I could show you guys. Let me give you a sneak peek while I'm at it. Let me see, just a second. I got to make sure I am on track here about the studio, music. I showed some music, video. So we're right here and ready for some videos, you guys. So let me give you a sneak peek of something that's in my heart. Something is brewing in Longmont, Colorado. Something is brewing in Longmont, Colorado, and on multiple levels, spiritually, business, the arts. There's something happening in Longmont. And so I want to show you this short clip that I did back last year. I did 6 live episodes of the Matthew Spencer Show and 6 episodes of the Matthew Spencer Show, the kind of for YouTube TV show kind of things. But this video was talking about Celebrate Longmont. So check this out. I love Longmont. You guys know that. If you get around me much, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Matthew loves Longmont. And so I designed this flag. And so it's time to celebrate our city. Time to celebrate. Let's be proud of who we are. Let's be excited. There's lots of exciting things in development. So like this Facebook page, it's Celebrate Longmont. There's the flag. And also, if you want, haven't got one yet, I do have bumper stickers. So I have the big one, if you want to really be proud of Longmont, put on your bumper, the Celebrate Longmont. And then also, for those of you who want to be more discreet, it's a smaller flag, okay? And they're just over here if you want to grab one. You're totally welcome to do that, free of charge, okay? All right, so that is Celebrate Longmont, and so the product aspect of the whole thing is in the works. So I can't promise this is always going to be free of charge, but if you want a bumper sticker, let me know, because let's celebrate Longmont. It's time to celebrate Longmont. It all starts with pride. We need to be proud of our city. There can be great things that happen here in Longmont, and there are great things that are happening here in Longmont, but we first have to believe it and then start owning it and doing it. So so that's a passion of mine, is Longmont. Yeah, so so stay tuned for more of that. You can see a interview that I did with one of my friends, good friend Tim Ellis, who is the president of the Longmont Jazz Association, and you can find that on I think it's on Facebook. You go to Celebrate Longmont if you want to celebrate Longmont. Now, don't forget, if you're not from Longmont, it's still you can learn from civic pride, where whatever city you're part of. It's important to be proud of your city, and that's so important. Hey, check out, I have a bumper sticker actually on my laptop. And then also over here, this is from the Startup Week, and I kind of like to think of this sticker as Longmont Rising. So anyway. All right, I have a few more things to share with you guys, and then I'm gonna head off to leave the studio myself. Oh yeah, so hey, I didn't show you this, but I'm starting to get DVDs done, and it's a lot of fun to have something on Amazon. This is the Matthew Spencer Show, episode number 1. It's on DVD, print on demand. So if you want to get a copy of that, support the show, support my studio, you can buy the first episode. And all 6 episodes, as I said, are presently on YouTube on the Wheatland Studios channel. So actually, let me run over to the Wheatland Studios channel real quick and show you what that channel looks like. So I don't know how much longer. I mean, right now I just want to get exposure for my studio. So I don't know how, if I'll keep the full episodes on the channel. Or if I'll take them down eventually, but I do want to have different playlists. So if you go to the channel, Music, Art, Stories, you can watch the Matthew Spencer Show. You can watch one of my cartoon characters, In the Bush. So I have different character sets, right? So you have In the Bush characters here. You have, I'm not showing you. You have, there you go. Okay. So you can see, this is the Wheatland Studios channel on YouTube. So check it out. I have the In the Bush Australian animal characters. You can watch my short film I did, my brother and I did, and Dwayne Farquhar did it. My great friend Dwayne Farquhar, a Kilt Heart, which is a spoof on kilts, men in kilts. I have musical superheroes. I have just music. So yeah, I actually did some stuff with a Kookaburra puppet. Kooky the Kookaburra is his name. So that's my channel, so you can check out more stuff like that. But anyway, so the DVD is something on Amazon too, which I think is pretty cool to have on Amazon. And to give a plug to my friend Noah Parker. Noah Parker has his own YouTube channel called Deekwell Studios, and he has done a lot of stuff with me. He most notably is Stan Knows, America's Anchorman on the Matthew Spencer Show. So you can check him out, support his channel too on Deekwell Studios. So yeah, okay. So let's see here. I do have. Let me welcome anybody joining. This is the Wheatland Studios live stream. This is the first episode of it, and Wheatland Studios, as you can see, is it's all about imagination. Wheatland Studios is all about imagination, and music is at the heart of it, and then storytelling, characters. So if you haven't seen the Matthew Spencer Show, check out the Matthew Spencer Show. It's my show. So I'll show you, if you have not seen the Matthew Spencer Show, which you should see because it's fun. There's 6 episodes so far. Let me show you, I think here's the theme song. You got to see the theme song because it's so great. So check this out, the Matthew Spencer Show theme song. Once upon a time, there was a guy in a small town. He was just like anyone else. When one night he woke with a dream to do a night show. Things started happening around here. It's the Matthew Spencer Show. The Matthew Spencer Show. It's the Matthew Spencer Show. The Matthew Spencer Show. A world comes alive with heroes and villains. We try to survive. You're certain to feel the magic is real at the Matthew Spencer Show. The music is hot, and we do a lot of damage control. It's the Matthew Spencer Show. The Matthew Spencer Show. It's the Matthew Spencer Show. The Matthew Spencer Show. All right, so that was the Matthew Spencer Show theme song, which you'll see at the beginning of the most of the Matthew Spencer Show episodes, which is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Okay, what else could I show you guys before I turn in? Let's see here. Yeah, one great thing, and I'll show you just another quick plug for the musical superheroes, is I had the opportunity to do some cartoons. I love cartoons. Just like Walt Disney, he loves cartoons. I love cartoons. So let me show you a quick teaser for the musical superheroes. And this is the very first one I did. And he's called Mr. Music. Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Music. Welcome to my city. Oh man, I tell you what, at night I patrol the streets. I patrol the streets of Serenity City with my trusty sidekick, Presto the dog. We keep our eyes on this city, on the roads, and our ears open for musical menaces everywhere. Don't you know it? Just when you think all is quiet, the bad guy alert goes off. Hold on, let's go somewhere quick. Villains are out there, but never fear, for Music Man is here. Yeah! Zoom, zoom! All right, so that's musical superheroes. Musical superheroes, lots of fun. And you can see some of those episodes on the YouTube channel. All right, so there is an undisclosed musical superheroes project in the works. Hopefully I can get done very soon. But until then, I'm going to just have to leave you guys in suspense about that project. All right. All right. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm very thankful for everybody watching on the channel. Once again, go ahead and subscribe. You can follow me on Wheatland Studios page for the Wheatland Studios show. Also, Wheatland Studios on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to that. I hope to be doing more live streams this year throughout different weeks, and just kind of you'll have to stay tuned to the schedule. You can tune into Wheatland TV, and I'll tell you more about that. But what I'm trying to say is we also have a live stream Sunday morning, Christchurch International. That's our big live stream at 10:30 Mountain Standard Time. If you want to join us then. So anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Matthew Spencer, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. And to everyone, God bless you and have a great night. Bye-bye.
Rubicella Avenue, you heard it here. Okay, so we have